Want to start playing some games. Gonna test out my Super Console X stick. I used to work for xsnk and Capcom, so I made a lot of the games I'm going to be playing eventually, what I'm going to use, and then later we'll get into, playing some cool games. So to start off, we'll go and look at some of the games I worked on. I did work for xsnk, I did work for Capcom. So looking at some of the, let's see here, where's the Capcom games? Here's the Neo Geo games. So I worked on a lot of those. I did the Neo Geo Pocket, all of those. And, a couple other titles, Super Nintendo, a few Sega Genesis titles, quite a bit. But anyway, alright, so I guess we'll just start with the arcade classics. And let's go to maybe something familiar. How about, let's go deep into these A's. See if we can find something that is playable. And I should do one of my famous games. Alright, we'll start with one of my famous games. Or the next game that I did that we come across, I'll go ahead and punch it up, especially if it's a horizontal game. Fighting games, adventure games, Neo Geo Pocket games, Neo Geo games, Darkstalkers. So this is one of the games I did for the arcades back in the day. We'll see if it comes up on the emulator. It's a pretty good emulator. It's worked most of the times I've tried it, and it's got a lot of features, so I think it's a decent. Yeah, but this is one of the first ones. Guess I got to put some money in, huh? I don't even know if I remember how to play it. Classic line. So yeah, Darkstalkers is one of the first ones that I did when I was helping out Capcom. Still a game. Nah, we're not going to continue. We're going to move on. Alright, so we'll probably cut a lot of this part out and just cut straight to the next game. Let's see another game that I worked on. I worked on quite a bit. Let's find another one. My emulator has thousands of games, or hundreds of thousands of games. Another game that I worked on, Double Dragon 2. That was another one of my titles. I worked for xsnk, Capcom, and Romstar, and we would license the games. So this is another one of my titles. I guess this will be a quick history of me and my video games. Well, depending on how well I do. Uh-oh. Looks like the emulator doesn't like this title. Yep. emulators having trouble. Well, so much for Double Dragon. We're gonna have to pick a different title. I guess that'll be the beauty of video editing. Let's see what else we got that I worked on. Yeah, it probably makes more sense to go in order with all the titles. I also worked on Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I worked for Capcom for 4 years and SNK for maybe 6 years. I did SNK's early titles, then their 64-bit titles and 16-bit titles. And Capcom all the way from Ghosts and Goblins, Street Fighter 1 to Street Fighter 3 EX. Marvel vs. Capcom was mine, X-Men, Children of the Atom, Capcom vs. SNK was mine. Meaning I worked with the people, I didn't build the games, so I was the US producer. So I would work with the developers and test the games that Sunnyvale bought them. I would build the prototype games. This is another title we had.
Welcome to the
Dungeons and Dragons.
I guess this will be a history of all the games I've played, or all the games I've touched, probably more accurate. This game was fun. All of them did well. We sold probably like 15 to 20,000 each in the US. Games did great worldwide. I guess I should probably be paying attention instead of pressing buttons that I'm not paying attention to. I lost the sound, really, emulator? Maybe my emulator is struggling today. Alright guys, I'm working here. This is early RPG, arcade style. Quarter at a time.
by the abyss.
Oh, they're all getting away. Sorry, lady. Oh, and Jim. Sure. Yeah, my name is... Oh, I ran out of time? Well, that sucks, because I was putting my name in. Oh. Now I gotta save the villagers? I don't want to save any more villagers. The show must go on. I guess this will be a quest for me to show all the games I worked on. That'll be an adventure. Legacy. See that too. That's fun. I'm not gonna have the heart of the space for 1,000 videos, but we'll see where it goes. Well, that wasn't fair. Griffin. I like Griffin. don't bother me. It's time to pick up stuff.
By the abyss! By the abyss!
It's back when there's like 2 buttons. Okay, maybe it can happen with 2 buttons. Uh-oh. Boss battle! I don't got the health left. This probably isn't going to end well, but it'll make for a great video. Well, yeah, it was fun. We sold quite a few. I really enjoyed it.
Welcome to the D&D world.
Alright, let's try a different game. I'll probably cut out these loading screens. Another game I worked on. Quite a few, to be honest with you. Empire City. This was another one of my titles. Well, I guess we're going to go alphabetically, or at least that's what it looks like. At least I can remember where we stopped. We'll stop at Empire. Aww. Emulator didn't like Empire City. Yeah, it's probably amazing that the simulator works anyway. F1 Dream was another one. It was like a Capcom top-down racer. Fatal Fury was also mine. Let's give it a shot. So I worked for SNK. I worked for SNK, then I worked for Capcom, then I went back to SNK. And then after that I did mobile. And now I'm doing AI and blockchain. And you know, I've probably done 1,000 games, you know. Or at least worked with a lot of games. Old school. I might jump around, but I want to try some more classic games.
Round 1. Fight!
Light me up. Move out. Okay. Not my fault. I just got my butt whipped. That didn't end well. Alright, we'll try something else. And then we'll make that the end of the first video. Let's end on a good note. Final Fight was another game. Fire Shark was another one of mine. Let's see if it comes up. It's a vertical shooter, so I don't know what it's going to do for my emulator. But this was yet another title that I worked on. It's a pretty good title. Did really well for us, to be honest with you. It's not a bad shooter. Where's my sound? So maybe my emulator doesn't have sound. Oh, looks like we don't got sound on this one. Oh, trying to get that P. Oh, not paying attention. I'm playing it on an emulator, and I got the emulator on my streaming screen, so I'm playing off my streaming screen. So, yeah, it's kind of small. What? Is that game over already? That was fast. Well, alright, we'll give it one more shot. It's gotta have the video be longer than like 1 minute. It's gotta be at least 2 minutes. And the way I'm dying, it probably don't matter. So I'm getting my butt whooped. Well, looks like it'll last a little bit longer. Get that last bomb off. Yep, so these were the good old days. Back when the games were simple. You know, I probably will try to get AI to play one of these one day. That might be something for me to focus on. Is to use AI to try to be able to play the video games and have it avoid the bullets. AI is pretty smart once you train it. So yeah, that was one of the shooters that I worked on. Oh, I pressed start by mistake. Oh, that's fine. It'll be over in a second. I meant to press cancel. Alright, so where's it counting down? Oh, it's not showing the countdown timer. It's just flashing. Well, anyway, yeah, it was a fun game. I enjoyed it back in the day. Alright, so I still haven't found... I'll find one of my famous games. Let's find one of my famous games. Or my most famous game. Ghosts and Goblins I worked on. Gunsmoke I worked on. Hyperdyne, Arkanoid. Kabuki was mine. Or at least one I worked on. King of Dragons. King of Monsters was also mine. The xsnk King of Monsters. Knights of the Round. Let's find somebody else. I'll show you guys some of the marquees. But for now, Metal Slug. Oh, I was playing Metal Slug earlier. This is the arcade version. But one of my most famous titles, I'm just going to go straight to it so we can cut to the chase, or probably my most famous title, is Sengoku I worked on. Yep. Sky Shark I worked on. Snow Brothers I worked on. But I'm going to go to my most famous one. My most famous one is... Wait, I don't see it. It should have been in the front right there. My most famous one is Street Fighter Alpha. And I started working with Street Fighter from X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Marvel vs. Capcom was also mine. But I wanted to show Street Fighter Alpha. That's like the main one that I did. And because originally it was Street Fighter Zero, and because we tweaked it differently, it became Street Fighter Alpha. And that's why in Japan it's Street Fighter Zero, and that's why in the US it's Street Fighter Alpha. And we did the artwork. I was directly working with the artist, and we came up with this Akuma versus Ryu scenario. I'll probably set this to full screen next time I play instead of having it be like
Hadouken! Hadouken! Hadouken!
this one and Street Fighter vs. Capcom.
Street Fighter Alpha.
100% work at Capcom Coin Option. Oh, this is Alpha 2. That was Alpha 1. This is Alpha 2. Yes, the other thing that I worked on was combo back in the day.
Round 1, fight!
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Very whack. Gives you like the emulator gives you like a PlayStation. Super accurate. It's decent.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
two,
I'll include a picture
fight!
of
Hadouken!
Capcom stuff.
Hadouken! 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 Shoryuken! Shoryuken!
You win!
And that's not counting my Street Fighter jacket. I'll show my Street Fighter jacket. I'll show my Street Fighter jacket, and I'll show some other memorabilia.
Round one, fight!
Hadouken! Hadouken! Huh? Yo! Hadouken! Hadouken! Shoryuken! Shoryuken! Hatsumachi Senpukyaku! Hatsumachi Senpukyaku! Shoryuken!
You win! Round two, fight!
Hadouken! Hadouken! Shoryuken! Hadouken! Hadouken! Shoryuken! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Trying to take me out.
Hadouken!
KO! You
やるじゃない
Round three, fight!
Hadouken! Hatsumachi Senpukyaku! Hadouken! Shoryuken! 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 Hadouken! 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 Shoryuken! Hadouken! Hadouken! Shoryuken! Hadouken!
KO!
So that was a lackluster finish.
You win!
So yeah, that was my Capcom days. But anyway, let's see. Is there anything else I can throw in before we call it a day? Maybe something else that you guys... Oh, another one of my famous ones is Super Puzzle Fighter. But, I don't know. We'll see if there's one in the T's. There probably is. See the first T we could find. King of Dragons, that was also mine. King of Fighters, of course. We already did enough fighting games for today. What else we got? Thundercade was mine. Tiger Road was mine. Time Soldiers. Tokyo. I can't believe you guys are sitting through with all these games with me. There's like thousands of games on this emulator. It's a pretty cool emulator. Twin Cobra was also mine. So yeah, we'll go through and we'll make this channel about all the games. Varth was also mine. Well, depending on if the emulator works. Looks like the emulator's struggling now. Maybe I went too deep into it. Any more that we can think of off the top of the head? Actually, let's see if there's any other series. So I did a few Dreamcasts. If we went into the main world, there's quite a bit. But I think what we would do now is Neo Geo, because that would be the other one. Samurai Showdown, King of Fighters. I started with SNK and Baseball Stars 2 was one of mine, and I finished with SNK. Ghost Pilots, I was there the whole time. During their arcade reign, not during the home console reign. I went and started doing mobile games after I did console stuff. Sengoku. So yeah, I think that's enough of me talking. SNK versus Capcom, King of Fighters, Last Blade. Yeah, Anything else I want to show? Neo Geo Pocket, all the Neo Geo Pocket titles. These are really good games, to be honest with you. They came out really well. A lot of the titles are still classics to this day. All of them are fun. You know, just to kind of show you, let's bring up, we'll see if we have SNK versus Capcom, just so you can see how good it is. SNK versus Capcom Match of the Millennium. And we'll finish on this. Get it? I worked at SNK and Capcom. SNK versus Capcom Match of the Millennium kind of goes together. All right. Super duper super. Alright, Ken. People like that. Good enough, Ken. Yes, you win. Alright. So that was volume 1, and we'll go through and I'll show you about my emulator. We'll even play some games that I didn't play. Obviously we're gonna have a lot of content if we go through all these games. Let me just show you some of the main titles. I think this thing has, I don't know, 50,000, 60,000 games. It has a lot of classic arcade favorites. Mortal Kombat. A lot of these games don't work properly, but a lot of them do. So you get to see a lot of like arcade classics and classics from the past, even games that probably aren't even around anymore in terms of you probably can't find it local. You can get this emulator, I think, on Amazon, or Amazon has a bunch of emulators that do all the arcade classics, and it's not too expensive. I think this one was like $120 for all the games. It's a steal because you get to play them all, and as you can see with this emulator, it works pretty good. So yeah, I kind of like it, and I would recommend it to anybody who wanted to have all that arcade classic fun, and I enjoy it. So yeah, let's find one game to end on that might be something that everybody would want to play as a classic. So how about Bubble Bobble, which was also another one of the games that I worked on. Did really well for us. Yeah, Arkanoid too. So, lots of fun times. Aw, well, you're not going to see it today. All right, peace.